Yeah. Okay. Hey, we have some information on our subjects. A22, convicted of serial killings in the D.C. area, not to be visited alone.
Weak constitution, but higher brain function.
The total area of District of Columbia is about 68.3 square miles.
Go home, Siri. You're drunk. My iPhone just thought I was asking it a question.
I'm not even sure how.
Okay, let's see.
Oh my god.
Subject A53, female.
Medical history of dementia in the family. Likely to decline or skew data. Recommend for termination.
A57,
Murder of a waitress. Prone to sudden outbursts of violence. Restrained at all times or sedated. Highly emotional. Currently on a cocktail of antidepressant and anti-anxiety. Starting psychiatric sessions to further see if she's a good candidate.
So here's the question. Jezebel
Which
came from
one is
here.
Jezebel?
This one's a good possibility.
Maybe.
Male, second-degree murder under the influence of alcohol. High intelligence
PTSD.
and knowledge of tactics. Female, second-degree manslaughter. Highly intelligent, proved to be mentally sound to prove a candidacy.
This is Jezebel.
Yeah, I think so. That Jezebel.
But yeah. But that leads us to our fourth cat. Because Rascal couldn't keep up with Alex. Alex needed a friend. Because Alex was only about a year and a half, or was a year and a half old when he came to live with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we felt he needed a friend.
Rascal was about 4 times his age.
Rascal was 7 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's what is he, 8 now?
Yeah.
8 years old now? Yeah, so he's 8 years old now. And he couldn't keep up. He really couldn't. I mean, Rascal's lost a lot of weight. He's probably lost about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. Which is pretty damn good for a cat who is overweight. And so we decided, we're like, well, let's see about another kitty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we found Freddy, who was called Whiskey at the time,
Whiskey.
sitting in
Very appropriate considering what we're playing.
Yeah. Sitting in a
PetSmart.
yeah.
The PetSmart was affiliated with a local
cat adoption charity.
And
all that.
We saw him on was it a Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
And saw him on a Saturday, and we were like, kept thinking about him, and we're like, if we go back it was a 4-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It happened to be a 4-day weekend holiday, and we were like, let's go and see if he's there. And he had actually been returned by the person who had adopted him.
Which I don't understand.
No, I totally understand it. The person who adopted him...
That's a terrible sign, by the way.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
But yes, the whole thing with the person... Somebody adopted him and had him overnight and then let him out into his yard. Or her yard. It was a woman. And she let Whiskey, our Freddy, out into her yard, and he killed a bird. And she had a bunch of bird feeders to draw birds to her yard.
Mm-hmm.
Fake out, adopt pets? Yeah, if I'm following that correctly.
Exactly.
I agree. You don't play with a pet's heart like that.
If you're gonna take them home, you take them home forever.
But yeah, so he killed a bird, and this upset the woman terribly because she had all of these bird feeders and she loved the birds, and she decided she loved the birds more than she loved the cat. He's looking at us right now. I don't know if he's judging us. No, I think he's cool. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, by the way. No fucking shit. You get a cat, it kills a bird. That's what cats do.
I know that exactly. But this woman brought the cat. She brought Freddy back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they were like, "What the hell?" And I was like, when we came, we were excited that Freddy was still there, and we were like, "He's still here?" And they're like, "Actually, no, he was just brought back." And we're like, "What do you mean he was brought back?" And he was there, and they told us the story, and I was like, "You know how you fix that? You know how you keep your bird safe and you keep your cat? You don't let the cat outside.
Yeah.
You make it an indoor cat. Cat doesn't go outside. It doesn't kill the birds. You can sit there. It's amazing."
Mm-hmm. Pause for a moment.
And I don't give any grief to a cat who kills a fucking bird or a mouse. I've had mice in my home, and after I got a cat, do you know what I didn't have to worry about? I didn't have to worry about any fucking mice in my home because those motherfuckers, they left.
Yep.
They were like, "We ain't working with this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck this."
Yeah. So today was Halsey's birthday, so we made him a brain-shaped cake.
Sort of.
We actually just took one of the extracted brains and covered it in with frosting. Of course, we didn't tell Halsey that. The look on his face when he bit down the slice we gave was pretty hilarious. We fed this man a human brain. Because what the fuck?
Can I just sit here and say?
The prank was totally worth it.
Okay, I'm not a scientist. Motherfucking prions, you sons of bitches!
Yep.
You are trying to give somebody mad cow disease, aren't you?
Or the equivalent.
Aren't you?
But anyway.
Okay, sorry.
So now we're back to Freddy.
Back to Freddy. Do you want cats? Yeah. You know something? It was funny. Actually, sidebar. Okay. I was living by myself in a loft. This is before I met Dave.
Brains.
Yes, brains. Collagen. Whatever. So, this is before I met Dave, and it was before I had Jinxie. And I had a consistent problem with some fucking mice. And I'm going to just sit here and say it. Blood pack and stim pack.
There you go. I'll take the scissors, whatever.
Whatever. It's lightweight. But yes, so I sat there and I had a consistent problem with mice. And, the exterminators came out and they put out they put out some kind of food that was supposed to make them dehydrate and leave to go find water. But apparently they found water because they came back. Okay. And so it was kind of like this chronic bit of a problem for me. And I was just like, this is just ridiculous because it's terrible when you're washing dishes and you see something bolt out from under the stove at this corner of your eye underneath your where your pots and pans are, and you're just like, and you jump. That's because she's wearing Protectron legs. Protectron legs totally caused that. That drunken toddler walk. But yeah, so totally a thing. So yeah, and the amazing thing is that the apartment I was living in wasn't supposed to allow pets. They didn't allow pets. It's not that they weren't supposed to allow pets. No, they didn't allow pets. And I snuck Jinxie in.
So sneaky.
Yeah, because, as I've said, I will totally beg, borrow, steal for something that I want, like Nurse Nancy. The book.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I was like, okay, I want a cat because it's boring coming home alone by myself to an empty house. This sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think anybody who's been there would agree that this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I sat there and I got Jinxie. It was amazing. I never had, and I lived there for another year and a half. I never had another problem with mice. The mice cleared out all on their own. Because they were like, there's a cat here. Fuck it. I'm out. I'm out, bitches. And they fled. She never brought me a dead mouse or any of those things. She just deterred them, and they never came back, and it was great. It was wonderful. I've actually, since having a cat, I don't think we've ever had a mouse problem.
Yeah.
There's never been mice in our house. Because cat's gonna fix that. They're like, nah, fuck that shit. But that's how cats roll, because that's what cats do. They get excited about squirrels, they get excited about birds. That's what cats do. That's their entomology. So on some degree, I don't understand how this woman could sit there and bring a cat home and then just sit there and be like, it killed a bird.
Yeah.
I would quite honestly be like, and?
Yeah.
What did you think it was going to do?
Yeah. So, the first time we went to check him out, and we were like, okay, he's shy, and we were like, I don't know about this.
Well, we sat there, we spent, 40 minutes?
Yeah.
45 minutes sitting in a relatively quiet room with him out of his cell. Let's call it what it was. I feel bad for any cat that's in one of those rooms, because it's essentially a cell. To them. And, he was very hesitant. What's really funny is the fact that when we came about half hour into our visit, and we were pretty sure that we were going to take Freddy home.
I think that the real thing that got us was when
somebody else came and was like, we're curious about this cat. And we were like, no, we're taking him. He is ours.
Yeah. Well, I picked him up and I turned him upside down like a baby, and he just started purring in my arms, and it was like, yes, this kitty is mine.
Well, and that's kind of how we knew that Freddy was Dave's cat. Although I'm kind of I'm working on stealing him. Since I'm home more.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. It's just a case
It's
of I'm here more.
Countdown.
I'm here. So, but he is such a little sweetie.
I cannot believe someone so respected, so honorable, would come here and destroy my robots. Your reign of terror ends here, Shroud.
Oh my. Yes, let's speak as the Shroud.
Shroud, as always, walks the path of justice. It is you who has fallen, Mechanist.
Lies, Shroud. Lies. The Commonwealth has suffered more than its fair share of injustices because of you. Now you'll face the full might of the Mechanist. My righteous robots will end your tyranny once and for all.
Okay.
I hope that you eventually get some decent sleep. I really do, because it sucks when you're sick and you can't sleep. Anyway, but yeah. But at least it's at least there's hope. But yeah, so we sat there and we did all of that, and then when we were just about to start the adoption process for Freddy, it was actually really funny because somebody that knew Dave
like 4 or 5 years ago,
from from 4 years ago, was like, hey. And we got to talk, and he was like, yeah, I'm really interested in this cat Whiskey, who's our Freddy, and he's like, we're taking Whiskey. He's like, oh really? And he was really downtrodden. He was like, oh man, That sucks. I was really wanting to get whiskey for my wife because her birthday's coming up, and I really wanted to get her whiskey because our middle-aged cat, who's about 5 years old, really needs kind of a friend. And, we thought whiskey might be a really good, combination to work with him. And we're like, yeah, and we sat there and we suggested there was this beautiful gray and white. There was this beautiful gray and white, ultra fluffy. It wasn't a Maine Coon mix. It wasn't a Maine Coon mix like Freddy, but it was just a domestic long hair. And we were like, check out this cat. It was like in the next cubicle over, and we were like, check out that cat because, he seems really cool with his roommate. So he might do really well with another cat. It says that he does really well with another cat. And we suggested that cat to him, and he sat there and he spent a bit of time with it. And that's actually the cat he ended up adopting.
He's like, yes, this cat.
He was like, yes, this cat. This cat is great. This is the cat that we want for our family. And he found that cat was,
shit!
He found that cat was perfect for his family. So, and what's really funny is there were two other people. One who was adopting a very small kitten who was just barely weaned and wasn't fixed yet. And there was another one that was going to adopt one of the other cats in that room. So there were like 4 cats getting adopted out of this one room. That's not even counting the cats that were in the back of the store. And so that was just wonderful, in my opinion, to sit there and be able to be like, maybe this cat would be good for you. And, but yeah, so that's how we found Freddy. And I think that how he got the name Freddy...
Oh, we were carrying him out.
Well, I think that that's appropriate for you to tell, hon.
So we were carrying him out of
You were carrying him out because
Yes.
I was pushing back the cart.
That's true, because we had to get supplies and stuff like that. God damn it. I can't target the turrets because it's defaulting to these stupid iBots.
I'm going to sit there. I'm going to be the one to say it. Ada sounds like she's coming.
Okay, I need a little bit of space. Way too many enemies here. But yeah, so I was carrying Freddy out in his little carrier, and he was not happy about being in a carrier.
I can't blame him because he had relatively recently been in a carrier, and it had not borne fruition of a home.
Yeah, so...
I don't know that this is one of those cases where counting bullets or not counting bullets is actually the correct thing, because there's a certain degree of closeness.
Oof.
Holy shit!
That's what I'm saying. That's what these are for. I mean, because they are fucking laying into me.
Damn. Yeah, Ada's totally a masochist. I don't know. Maybe she's actually a sadist.
This is insane.
This is even more insane than the last time I remember her. Getting shot is her fetish. What a pervert. You need more firepower.
I need more everything.
I'm gonna plan out an advanced petting techniques for my brother's dog. The cat wars are fought with guilt and cuteness scapegoating. You need more firepower, mass adoption, and better aim. Those junk bots are tearing you up. Grenades, not count bullets.
Okay, we're making some progress.
Getting shot at is her fetish. What a pervert. Or both. Sato is enjoying inflicting pain on others. But sadomasochism is kind of a combination of both.
I think I got most of them.
Drink a potion of bullet resistance. Ooh, or battle drugs.
You!
Drugs! Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm highly entertained. Of course, I'm also inebriated, so...
Dying bleep.
Dying bloop bloop bleep.
Impressive. But I think you failed to grasp the full reality of your situation.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Around you. This entire facility is at my command. For every robot you destroy, 10 more will come. Struggle all you want. There is nothing you can do to stop them. Nothing.
What happened to the powered armor?
I stowed it.
Exceeded. Now drawing reserve power.
Sparks!
Alarm
You
beep.
myself. Carbine robots, destroy him!
Okay, serve met junk bot. This is insane.
Ziyada lot.
Reserve power at 82%.
Shut that thing off! Recalibrate the electromagnets and sparks!
To your left.
Oh, I see him. I just blew up his thruster.
At 58%.
Anybody else is thinking this is absolutely insane? You are 100% right.
I think you should have gone with a slightly different,
Doing the Tesla coils!
A dual bot. I don't even know what your deal is, dual bot, but whatever.
I'm gonna sit here and say it. If you manage to get killed,
This is insane, but yes, I agree.
if you manage to get killed, go for the more peaceful route. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Dual bot is crippled.
Reserve power at 34%.
Initiate power transfer, now!
Warning. Critical power failure is imminent.
The radium rifle.
Yep.
Oh, what the hell blew off?
I don't know, but I need...
There's a trash button on.
Okay. Trash spot I'm not too worried about. I'll drop a bullet on him. This is chaotic, but it's kind of amazing in its own way.
Reroute power to the coins.
Fights like these are why I don't play these games too.
9,
Come on. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sparks, get the power back on. Emergency power then.
Okay, so anyway, the whole thing.
I will not rest until I see the Commonwealth free of you.
I'm not a villain. I just want you to hear me out. Face to face.
Very well. I will hear you out. But only for the
Charisma
sake
pays
of
off in the end.
Sparks, with me.
Okay, so anyway, the whole thing with Alex and then Freddy. So Freddy
Being non-organic, these
came
rats won't
to
affect me.
live with us,
That's a
and
different story.
we introduced him. And he gets along really well with the boys. He gets along with Alex, and he gets along with Rascal, but I think he startles and scares them a little bit because he's so fluffy
And so big.
and so big. And Jinxie doesn't like either of those facets. She's essentially like, oh god,
Okay, how do I talk to you, Mechanist?
go back the way you came.
Yeah, came down this way.
Mechanist.
The Silver Shroud is no common criminal. Let us discuss this amicably.
Unmask yourself, Mechanist, and stand ready for judgment.
You're right. I'm no match for the Silver Shroud.
Damn right.
There. Now we both know who we're dealing with.
Again, you cast me as the villain? Oh, but it is you with your rampaging robots.
They have taken innocent lives. My friends, they were simple traitors, all dead at the hands of your robots.
No, that can't be right. The robots are programmed to protect. Their subroutines are clean. Observe, evaluate, and react accordingly. The testing was thorough. I ran every scenario. All passed.
The blood of innocence was spilled. Your own lackey confessed. Her twisted logic leading to tragedy.
saving by killing. No, it's the logic. It's there. I can see it now. I was hoping it was the robo-brains, an issue with their memory wipes. But you're right. Their primary directive was flawed.
So, the veil is lifted and the truth revealed.
We're completely going
Your
Shroud here.
Technological hubris is to blame.
I wanted to help the Commonwealth. And robots are all I know. I found this place and figured I could finally do my part. I accept full responsibility. I can't take back what I've done, or even atone for it. But this doesn't have to end in violence.
Though your action initially appeared felonious, your intent was not. Seek redemption, Mechanist. You have much to atone for.
Done. Consider it done. And you won't regret this. I promise. None of the Commonwealth will. Here, take this. It's the password to the mainframe. You can use it to shut down the security protocols. I'd rather this place be in your hands now.
Okay. I don't think we actually get her as a companion, but we've basically completed the quest now. We're just...
What, she can actually be a companion?
I actually like the fact that she is a woman of color. I mean, she's... my guess would be Latin.
Or
Latina.
of mixed descent.
Yeah.
I would actually go mixed descent because her okay, this is only in conjuncture to her depiction here. In many ways, some of her facial components are very much
Actually, Isabel Cruz.
maybe?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's essentially a case of much of her facial structure is a combination of deep Southern American and African. So I would say that she's African Latina combination.
She didn't know what the robo-brains were doing. To her, a life saved was a life saved.
I mean, I think that
Maybe mestizo.
that might be one variant statement of her historic background or her, and the like. But I would
She's
say
good at
that
heart.
based on
She made a mistake.
because well,
Big
like,
one.
okay.
And she'll live with that guilt.
She's depicted with a broader nose and larger lips. Now, broader nose can be South American, like Aztecian, or having an ancestor of Aztec, or even Mayans, which they had a broader nasal capacity of their nose for their area, and I would go so far as to say that because of her coloring, I would say that there might be a little bit of African mixed in, which I think is a nice. It's a nice change up, you know.
Hey, just one
She's very pale for whatever her heritage is, but you know that the heritage is there,
good.
and I would sit there and say,
Isabel.
cool, which is kind of nice because
Isabel
there's
Cruz.
not a whole
I just
lot
wanted to say
Of diversity.
of diversity in Fallout.
Thankful
That you know
that you
the
let me
majority
stick
is a depiction of white
wanted to show
people
you that I'm
dealing
done with
with
the
this
past.
kind of nuclear
I wanted to have
fallout
this
and not
as a sort of
depicting a lot
promise.
of
Yes.
what
It's the
we would what
Mechanist
society
way.
would often consider the minorities. And I think
Oh, hell yeah.
it's well, and I think it's just
That's better armor than our Shroud costume.
nice. But yeah, but I'm going to just sit there and say it. I think it's, I mean, every time I sit there and I see somebody who
There's
is
one more thing.
non-white, I sit there and I look at it and I'm like,
There are
well, this is
still
nice
robots
because
out
this
there.
gives us
lots of
diversity
them. My communications are
within
down, and I can't
within the
call them back.
society.
But I can tell
You
you
know,
where they
I
are.
mean, it's just
If
kind of
you're
nice. It
interested.
gives. I mean, okay, if you want to sit there and if you want to put it in the
Sure.
in
Great.
terms of salt and pepper and things like that, salt and
Holy
pepper
smokes, I'm
are
tracking
white
multiple bots.
people.
Be careful,
Salt and
okay?
pepper.
Holy
You know, those are two
smokes.
very basic
Who says
flavors.
that?
Okay? Whereas when you sit there and you start adding things like African.
Oh, that's heavy.
Well, when you start adding things like African and Hispanic and even South American or Native American, I mean, that's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that she's actually part Native American. You know, you sit there and you take it, and it's like thyme, rosemary, sage. It's like chili powder, cayenne pepper. I mean, all of these things are in their own sense unique, but then you sit there and, you know, you mix them together and get completely different flavor palettes, and it's, you know, and that's what it is. I sit there, that's what I look at in regards to Fallout, is I'm like, every time we run into somebody who's not white, it's like, surprise! Here's the chili peppers!
Drawing of the Mechanist.
Okay, that's funny. Ooh, caps.
Okay, can't do anything with that. That's weird. Bobby in box. Okay, so we're gonna pop the or blow
Was
this.
the lady the whole time would have twist my precious misogyny.
Yeah.
You know, if you assumed that it was a man, that's nobody's issue but your own. That's
It's okay.
what it is.
We can leave here
Okay.
now.
Going down. Control center.
Okay, I read that as Control Fanta.
Up. Security screening room 3.
Okay. So we're trying to get the heck out of here because there's like some rogue robots running around we can do next time. You'll probably do that with a different companion, which that would be kind of fun. Woo! Run through. And kind of get back more or less on track. Ooh, there's a Nuka-Cola Quantum and a bobby pin box. But, so that is pretty much the entirety of the Mechanist quest line. There's a little bit of follow-up to do, but we've pretty much succeeded.
Well, we haven't done the Freedom Trail yet, but I think as far as next week, we can sit there and leave that up to the.
Yeah, we'll throw that up.
We'll throw that up as one of the options.
Yeah.
Because I do think that the Freedom Trail is a very interesting path.
Yeah.
It's unique, and you know, it's in some ways it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weirdly funny, and it does kind of move us towards the objective of our main line.
Yeah.
So, and actually, if we actually go with the Freedom Trail, we can actually see which I think that if we can go with the Freedom Trail, we can actually throw it up possibly for the following week of. At that point, I think it's a reasonable statement to go to the Glowing Sea.
Yeah.
And then throw up the question of who do we go with as our method.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to dump all our junk and save in Sanctuary. Oh, we better get that level up. Haven't used that yet.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
Wasn't me.
Saw you banging on the counter.
No, you didn't.
You're not getting in the spirit of the song, but
No, I'm not. Because I'm not a guy.
it wasn't me.
Because I'm gonna be honest. That whole song is a case of I'm lying to my girlfriend because I'm banging another woman, and I expect her to believe me. No.
Yeah. So
Okay.
let's see. Quick level up. We can level up now. I'm gonna go ahead.
I have to go with freedom, oi, freedom, oi, because I don't know that it's always going to be freedom, oi.
Yeah. So I went ahead and drop the next point in armor because, as I said, we're gonna retire the Silver Shroud costume.
You have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
It is so nice to see somebody else sit there and say that it's brain dead. Although I'm not going to sit there and say that it's brain dead, I'm going to say that it's the most base reality of what people can do.
Get out of my way, people.
The whole thing is it's not exactly brain dead, but it's rejective of brain power or brain thought, because it's really easy to sit there and say, no, that wasn't me. I saw you. No, it wasn't me. No, I have video of it. It was you.
Completely you.
It's completely you. No, it wasn't me. Is this a case of us rejecting science, reason, and intelligence?
I don't know.
Because I can't get that.
Mechanist helmet, +1 to charisma and intelligence. But I can't wear that because it looks terrible.
What is it?
Oh,
You need to put that Molotov cocktail and your lucky rifle.
Yep.
And you just throw those frag grenades. You're never going to use them.
Okay.
I know you're not going to use them because most things move too fast for you to actually realistically use those things.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night here since we've done all kinds of crazy stuff. And we'll pick up next week with some armor mods, getting stuff going, and moving on with some other quests. Now we've knocked down 2 DLC, so that's actually a pretty good 2 weeks' work. So I appreciate you all coming out, and have a good night, and if you celebrate it, a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, or, a happy, maybe long weekend into the pre-December month.
Fact.